Before we begin, please note, the following video contains details of an ongoing criminal investigation. Some statements and claims are based on allegations from official reports, legal filings, and media coverage. All individuals are presumed innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. What you are about to hear is one of the most disturbing cases in recent history. A story of trust, betrayal, and a young woman whose name was almost erased from the world. This is Timeline Unfolded. December 6, 2007. A quiet, rural road in Troup County, Georgia. The morning air is cold, still, almost peaceful, until smoke begins to curl along the edge of the road. A black bag burns silently, abandoned. Inside, 13 pieces of a woman, no head, no hands, no name. For 16 long years she was only a mystery, a shadow in the records, a case file that hid a life. But she had a name, a family who still aches for her smile and the warmth in her voice that once filled their home. Family who remembered her laughter, her art, her light. Her name was Nicole Alston, a 24-year-old from Manhattan, full of life and color. A woman with a generous heart who believed in and dreamed of new beginnings, and whose story refuses to be forgotten. Before the headlines, before the horror, there was Nicole. Born on October 19, 1983 from Manhattan, New York, Nicole Alston grew up surrounded by noise, color, and motion. The city never slept, and neither did her dreams. She was bubbly, the kind of person whose laughter filled a room. Artistic, creative, always sketching or humming to herself. Her mother, Sylvia, said she had a smile that could warm even the coldest day. But beneath that light was a young woman trying to find her way. Nicole faced learning challenges that made some parts of life harder, and because of that, she depended on others. She trusted people easily, and not everyone deserved that trust. By 2006, she was ready for a new start. She left New York with a woman she believed she could build a future with, Angel Marie Thompson. Together, they moved to Georgia. Nicole told her family she was excited, hopeful. She wanted stability, independence, maybe even love. But the calls home grew shorter. Her voice, once full of laughter, became quieter. Then, one day, the call stopped. Her mother waited. Days turned to weeks. Thanksgiving came and went. And the silence was the first sign that something had gone terribly wrong. 10 days before her death, Nicole picked up the phone. On the other end, her mother, Sylvia. The conversation began like so many before it. Familiar, loving, ordinary. But there was something different in Nicole's voice that night, a hesitation, a wait. She told her mother that things in Georgia weren't what she'd hoped, that Angel, the woman she trusted, had allegedly become controlling, angry, abusive. The relationship that once felt safe was turning into something dark. Nicole said she wanted to come home, back to New York, back to her family. Sylvia remembers that call vividly, her daughter's voice trying to sound strong, pretending everything was okay, when deep down, it wasn't. That was the last time anyone ever heard Nicole's voice. Days passed, then weeks. The calls went unanswered, the texts stopped coming, and somewhere in Georgia, Nicole's laughter, the voice that could light up a room, was silenced forever. Her mother kept calling every day, every night, hoping, praying that maybe Nicole would pick up. But all she ever heard was the sound of her own breathing on the other end of the line. December 6, 2007, Troup County, Georgia. The morning was still. The kind of quiet that lingers before anyone realizes something is terribly wrong. A passerby noticed smoke rising along Whitfield Road, a faint curl twisting against the gray winter sky. Deputies arrived to find a black bag, burning, its edges melted, the air thick with the bitter scent of decay and fire. Inside were human remains, 13 pieces of a woman. No head, no hands, no feet, no identity. Whoever she was, someone wanted her gone, erased. Investigators combed the scene in silence, only the crackle of fire and the whisper of cold wind breaking through the quiet. The woman's remains were sent to the Georgia Bureau of Investigation Crime Lab. But without fingerprints, dental records, or a DNA match, the story came to a dead end. For 16 years, she was only a mystery. The unidentified woman on Whitfield Road. No name in headlines, no face on the newt, just a case file collecting dust. But hundreds of miles away in New York, Sylvia Alston never stopped searching. She made trips to Georgia, following every whisper, every lead. She kept calling, kept hoping, because a mother always knows when her child is gone. Then, 16 years later, science caught up to faith. In early 2023, after a review of cold cases, investigators sent DNA evidence from the Whitfield Road remains to innovative forensic investigations in Emporia, Virginia, and Gene by Gene Laboratories in Houston, Texas, for advanced DNA and genetic genealogy analysis. The results were then compared at the GBI Crime Lab. And finally, a match. The woman in the burning bag was identified as Nicole Alston. After 16 long years, Sylvia had an answer, not the one she prayed for, but the truth she never stopped fighting to find. The truth behind Nicole Alston's murder would take 16 years to surface. When investigators traced the DNA match back to New York, they uncovered a horrifying detail. Records showed Nicole Alston was alive. But when they dug deeper, the truth became clear. Someone had been impersonating the real Nicole Alston. And it wasn't a stranger. It was someone Nicole once trusted. Her name is Angel Thompson. Before Georgia, both women had lived in New York. Angel was already wanted there, facing charges of theft and identity fraud. She convinced Nicole to leave the city with her, promising a fresh start, a quieter life down south. Nicole believed her, but what she didn't know was that she was traveling beside the very person who would destroy her. Once in Georgia, their relationship began to unravel. Angel allegedly became controlling, abusive, and trafficked Nicole. And when Nicole finally tried to leave, Angel made sure she couldn't. After Nicole's remains were discovered in 2007, Angel vanished, only to reappear under a stolen name, Nicole's name. For years, Angel lived as the woman she allegedly murdered. She collected Social Security benefits, food stamps, and Section 8 housing funds, more than $200,000 in total. She opened bank accounts, created email addresses, and in 2010, even replaced Nicole's photo with her own on a driver's license. It wasn't just identity theft, it was identity replacement. While Nicole's real body lay in pieces, Angel wore her name like a mask. For 16 years, she walked freely, cashing checks, signing forms, living as Nicole Alston. It was more than murder. It was erasure. Angel didn't just take Nicole's life. She tried to become her. But lies have limits. In 2023, forensic genealogy exposed what deception had buried. Science revealed the truth that paper trails could not. The woman pretending to be Nicole Alston had allegedly murdered the real one. In August 2024, Angel Thompson was arrested for concealing Nicole's death, the beginning of a reckoning 16 years overdue. It was a betrayal so cold, so calculated, it blurred the line between identity and obsession, until science, at last, pulled them apart. 16 years after Nicole Alston's murder, the truth could no longer hide behind lies and forged documents. In August 2023, Angel Thompson was arrested for concealing Nicole's death, the first crack in a wall of deception that had stood for nearly 2 decades. Then, in August 2025, that wall finally collapsed. Thompson was officially charged with murder, accused of killing Nicole Alston by homicidal violence by undetermined means. The arrest warrant alleged that Nicole's life was taken through violence to her throat or head, and that her death stemmed from a chilling motive. Nicole wanted to return home to New York, but Angel couldn't. She was still wanted there for theft and fraud. According to the warrant, the suspect may not have wanted to lose the financial support, so the victim was murdered and the suspect assumed her identity and continued to live as the victim. Investigators called her a true sociopath, someone capable of not only committing murder, but moving on without hesitation. Allegedly, the day Nicole's body was found burning along that quiet Georgia road, Angel Thompson was already online. Authorities say she was on dating sites, chatting with new people, as if nothing had happened. Within weeks, she was trying to rent out their shared apartment and sell their car, as if erasing Nicole's existence was just another transaction. Today, Angel Thompson sits behind bars at the Fulton County Jail, held without bond, awaiting trial for murder. For many years she lived under a stolen name, but the truth, at last, reclaimed its own. Nicole Alston's voice had been silenced, but her story refused to die. And in the end, science, persistence, and a mother's unwavering faith brought justice to the woman who was never meant to be forgotten. Her name was Nicole Alston, and now the world knows it again. Nicole Alston was more than the tragedy that followed her name. She was vibrant, a daughter, a friend, a woman who loved to laugh and chase big dreams. She had a smile that filled a room. In the years she was missing, her family never stopped searching, never stopped calling her name into the silence. For over a decade, they carried her memory through birthdays, holidays, and empty chairs at family tables. And when the truth finally surfaced, it didn't just bring justice, it brought recognition. Because Nicole Alston's story is not only about how she died, it's about how she lived. How her determination, her kindness, and the love of those who continue to miss her are still fighting for justice. Today, her name is no longer a file number in a drawer. It's spoken with reverence, a reminder that no one should ever be erased. Her story stands as proof that truth may sleep, but it never dies. And for Nicole, the truth finally woke the world. But this case is not over. Investigators believe there could be more victims, people Angel Thompson has abused or trafficked. If you have any information related to this case, please contact Deputy District Attorney Will Wooten at 404-612-6560. This is Timeline Unfolded, where every story, every name, finds its truth. If this case moved you, take a moment to like, comment, and subscribe, not just to support the channel, but to keep stories like Nicole's alive. Because remembering her is part of justice too. Thank you for watching.